China. Well, remember how James Paterson and Andrew Hastie were going to go and visit there? Well, this all came out after they had already made their comments about the dangers of China. Now China has said they can't come because of the comments that they had made. And if they repent for their sins against the mighty empire, then they can come in. Good luck with that. Roche Murdoch with the details.
Not known for their subtlety, Liberal MP Andrew Hastie and Senator James Paterson were due to visit Beijing next month as part of a study tour, but China has made it clear the serial critics aren't welcome.
Unfortunately, I think the Chinese Communist Party is demonstrating that it is sensitive to criticism.
Both have repeatedly raised concerns about human rights abuses and political repression in China, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Beijing's embassy in Australia has issued a statement saying it won't yield to the colonisation of ideas and values, and it won't welcome those who challenge China's sovereignty, disrespect China's dignity, and undermine mutual trust between China and Australia. But senior government ministers are playing down the issue. Treasurer Josh Frydenberg telling Sky News it's normal to disagree.
Just as we'll differ with our other friends and partners.
Mr Frydenberg maintains the government has a cooperative relationship with the communist regime.
It's absolutely vital that it continues to be in good shape.
Roche Murdoch, Sky News.
So, Tina, let's talk about this here, where their comments were known before the study tour was announced, but their comments are the reason why the study tour is not happening? Help me out.
Yes, that's difficult to understand, but I can't see either of them repenting or going back on this. They've got a very firm stance on China, which I think is warranted in many areas, so it's a fine line the government has to tread.
What do you think, Campbell, here? I mean, look, you know, why repent, and repent for what?
Well, look, they're not going to, and it's sad that in some ways that the administration, you know, the PRC hierarchy sort of go down this sort of road because, you know, we know the reaction it will have in Australia, and it seems to me they fundamentally misunderstand our system. You know, I think it would have been good for those two politicians to go over there. It would have been good for China because they would have had a chance to put their point of view on some of these issues. Anyway, we're not going to see an end to it, and we're not going to see those two guys apologise in any way, shape or form, are we?
Nor should
I just think China, they're sending a low-level signal. And they know that these guys aren't going to go. They're not going to repent. They don't expect them to. But this is below a ministerial level. It's a certain kind of level of diplomacy where they're sending a public signal that they're not happy.
Well, it feels like they accepted them in order to reject them.
Undoubtedly. Yes, yeah. And no, I think that's almost certainly true. But it's all games within games, and sort of there'll be an escalation or a de-escalation. And this is all about smoke signals.
But Darren, but almost a question for you though. I mean, yeah, I agree with what you're saying there, but like, it really doesn't help them one little bit. I mean, is it for an internal audience that they do this, or is it, yeah, I mean, like, no, do they so misunderstand Australians and the way they think that they somehow think that this is going to be well received, or will have people pull in their
it's about sending a message to Chinese Australians.
It's sending to Chinese Australians. There's an internal audience at home, without doubt. And also, they don't think that they need to bend their rules for anyone. And that, if anything, they play at sort of the US level, and that Australia needs to just kind of stay out of the way.